everybody. Can you hear me all right? Is this speaker working okay? How's that? A little better? Louder? Louder? Oh, how's that? A little better? Should I not? What? I'm the silver one. Okay. How's that? A little better? Well, welcome. It's great to see so many smiling faces here on a beautiful day in the city of Brockton. So thank you for coming. So my name is Dean Rizzo. I'm the Executive Director of the Arc of Greater Brockton, well known as the new Jay Lynch, just so you all get that clear. I've been here almost 2 years, and I think I'll be here 20 years, and I'm still going to be hearing that.
No!
Yes. Where is Mr. Lynch anyways? He's in the back? Oh, he's over there. All right.
Bring him on.
Not yet. But this is certainly one of the longest retirement celebrations that I've been part of. It's been 2 years, not due to Mr. Lynch, but due to a lot of circumstances. So it's a great day for the Arc of Greater Brockton. You know, the organization has been here in the city of Brockton since about 1953. It was chartered, formerly known as the Brockton Area Arc. And through the years and decades, there have been many celebrations for this organization and initiatives. And this day will be recognized as one of the best, I am sure. Because not only are we recognizing and celebrating a man that gave 34 years of love and passion and dedication and professionalism in his slogan, always do the right thing, for the organization and all the participants, staff and volunteers and city officials and mentors and you name it that he's met. I still haven't heard one bad word about Mr. Lynch, but I'm waiting. So there's a lot of people here tonight. So you know who I am, so feel free. Before I get too far along, I want to give Jay his traditional yellow paper and notes. I have seen many scribbled notes on yellow pads like that by Mr. Lynch, and many others have seen them as well over the years. So it really is a great honor to not only be a member of the Arc of Greater Brockton family, but also to learn from Jay. As you know, Jay and I worked together for 3 months before he did retire, and that was my first time getting to know Jay, and I must say, you were all privileged to know him for as long as you did and being part of the organization for 34 years. In my short time with him, he conducted himself with such professionalism and really helped me grow and learn this position as well as I can. And I'll always be learning. But I thank Jay for being such a great leader and really welcoming me. And the first day I came in, he went out of his office, he gave me his office, he sat in a corner on a desk, and he didn't complain. He listened to my crazy ideas. He just shook his head, but he didn't say anything, and he just kept smiling. And I thank you for that, Jay, and I thank you for all your leadership. So obviously we're here to celebrate Jay, but we're also here to celebrate many other new initiatives with the Arc of Greater Brockton. As you saw for the itinerary, and if you've had a chance to walk around, we've done a lot of significant investments to the facility on the interior. We're going to have a little shovel groundbreaking ceremony for the renovations on the outside, where you see we've started in Dayhab, and in the next few months you're going to see a transformation to the exterior of the property in many different ways that I won't elaborate, but it's exciting to see. as well as a new business operation we have with a ribbon cutting that we have that will be starting up as well too. And many of the great family and friends that we can once again welcome back here with smiling faces and really enjoy each other every day. So thank you for being here tonight as part of that. We have many dignitaries that will be here. They're coming along shortly. We'll be introducing the mayor, as you know, and Senator Brady and Senator Timothy are coming shortly. They're a little bit delayed. But in my remarks, I'd like to acknowledge and thank the board of directors of the organization. We have a small board, but they're very powerful in their love and energy and spirit and desire to make the Arc of Greater Brockton the best it can be. We have Mike Palladino, our chair, who will be up here shortly, Pam Booth, Sean Fitzgerald, Della Jones, Nancy Gardner, Marie Inus Montero, Robert Malvoy, Smithville, Jason Winchell, and Mark Zaid. I know some of them are here tonight, so those of you on the board, could you stand up and be acknowledged? And so obviously what brings a lot of you here is not only the board, but really not only a nice facility, but the staff. And I'd like to thank all the staff that are here this evening that really give their passion and heart and soul every day to work with you and your family members and your loved ones to make it the best day that they can every time they are here. And I think we do our best, and we're continuing to improve on that. So thank you for the staff. I will not obviously name them for that. And obviously thank you for the families and the participants that are here, because you make it what it is that we celebrate. You are the heart and soul of our organization. So I think that captures who we are. It might have been hard to see with the glare, but we'll send that out. But it really is a good image and a lot of fun that happens here every day, including today as well. So with that, I'd like to bring up Mayor Sullivan of the City of Brockton. Not you, David, but pretty soon. But Nicholas is coming right up right away, I can see. But the mayor has been a tremendous partner with us in my short time here through his Brockton Redevelopment Authority that provided us $100,000 to help with our exterior infrastructure improvements to our, yes, it does deserve. They provided us with another $65,000 in COVID relief assistance, and then most recently a $50,000 grant for a renovation of our day-hab medical facility areas through the federal grant. So quite a bit of money. And what's more impressive is that we're not alone. I've seen the mayor and his administration in these events where he's giving money out through a lot of different worthy nonprofit and profit organizations throughout the city of Brockton. And it's great to see, as a fellow nonprofit leader, that everybody, he's really raising the boat. What is it called? Raising the tide of all boats? Something, you know what I mean? Yeah. But he's doing it. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
So first of all, I want to wish everybody a good evening. I want to welcome you all to the City of Brockton, the City of Champions. Especially, let's give a round of applause for Jay Lynch. He is a champion. So I'm just so happy to be here tonight, and I want to thank Dean Rizzo for his leadership. Just recently, as Dean said, we got a little bit of money from the federal government called ARPA money, right? The American Rescue Money. And $2 million I set aside for our nonprofits. And I said, we have to spread the wealth. And so 42 different organizations received on average 50,000 bucks. So 50 grand was given here to the Arc, and I want to thank everybody. everybody that comes to this building every single day. I want to thank the families. I want to thank the board members. But more importantly, I want to thank the men and women that make ARC such a special place, the Arc of Greater Brockton. You know, my job, my title is Mayor of Brockton, but my biggest job is dad of 3 kids, and I was fortunate enough to go up to a Rocks game recently, and I saw all of the wonderful ARC members that are working there, 20 of them working there. So I encourage you to go up to the Brockton Rocks. I also want to say that when I became mayor, I was fortunate enough to take a tour of this wonderful facility. This is a special building, ladies and gentlemen. Special people that provide special skills and services, from the job coaches to the volunteers to the staff. And one thing that I did recently is I have a little TV show called Our Brockton. It's just a local cable show. I've done 42 episodes. And during Autism Awareness Month, I came here. Dean welcomed me. He actually said, "You want to shoot a spot up here?" And I did, and it was wonderful. And I met the wonderful men and women that are here. One special person that I met was Nick Heap. So after I interviewed Nick and I talked to Nick, I finally said, "Nick, is there anything that I can do for you as mayor of Brockton?" And he said, "Yes, there is. You're not just the mayor, you're the chair of the school committee." And I graduated from the Brockton Public Schools in the year 2021. And unfortunately, June 4, 2021, after years of hard work as a student, and you all understand what the diploma means, right? It's a special achievement. Unfortunately, the diploma that was given to him was ruined. So he said to me, "Mr. Mayor, is there any way you could get me a new diploma?" Without hesitation, I said, "Absolutely. You have a new diploma."
You pull it off. You pull it off. Go, Magic.
There you go. Thank you, Nick. So again, I just want to say thank you. I want to thank everybody that has donated their time, everybody that's donated their financial resources. We have to continue. This is a gym in the city of Brockton. Let's continue the efforts. I want to thank Senator Mike Brady, Senator Walter Timothy for what they do on Beacon Hill to bring money home to Brockton. I also want to thank the city councilors here in Brockton. There's 11. We have 2 state reps. We're all in this together. And one thing I always say is we are better together. So let's continue to roll up our sleeves, collaborate, and get the job done. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Can you tell Nicholas was waiting for this day? This opportunity?
Yeah, we told him a million times. we waited for a long time.
So, moving right along,
That's better than three.
we are thankful to, next time, I know. So we're thankful to have a strong delegation that supports our organization over many years. And we are privileged to have Senator Brady and Senator Timothy with us this evening. Senator Brady has been a longtime supporter of the organization, and Senator Timothy came to the Arc recently and did a tour of the facility with us about a week or so ago. So it's my privilege to welcome them both up here to say a few words on behalf of the state.
Thank you very much, Dean Rizzo and everyone at the Arc. You are all what makes us a city of champions, so let's give yourselves a round of applause. I am so honored and grateful to be here with my good friend, Senator Walter Timothy. We have a great team at the State House. No one does it alone, and he's been a great supporter of the Arc with myself and the rest of the delegation. I know we have a couple citations we're going to read on your behalf and to honor Jay Lynch. I'm just honored to be a part of this. There's so many wonderful people that are involved with the Arc in Brockton, and I did a tour several years ago, all aboard the Arc, and it was a wonderful tour. We went out to Worcester and had a great time, and I look forward to doing another tour when we were able to. So this is a citation from the State Senate, and I'm going to have Senator Timothy say a few words. He has a presentation from Rep. Jerry Cassidy, who is unable to be here because they're still in session in the House of Representatives. We were able to get here from the State House just briefly because we were in session as well. This is a official citation, be it known. And if we could get Jay Lynch up here first too. Jerry has been a great part of our family in the City of Champions and the City of Brockton, and he passed the torch to Mr. Dean Rizzo, and Dean Rizzo's done a great job. And we also love you, and we're honored that the Jay Lynch Center is going to be named in your honor, and you've been a great part of the ARC for many, many years. And I just want to read this citation. So this is congratulations to the Arc of Greater Brockton, a recognition of the dedication of the Jay Lynch Center, a community of inclusion, achievement, and self-advocacy. This is signed by the Senate President Karen Spilka, the Clerk Michael Hurley, myself, Michael Brady, and Senator Walter Timothy. And thank you for all you've given to us in our community. And I'm going to introduce our good friend who's been an advocate of the ARC and many other good things for our Commonwealth. This is our good friend, Senator Walter Timothy.
Stay up if you like. Yeah. Hey, thank you. Good evening to everybody. Thank you very much, Senator Brady. Mayor Sullivan, thank you for your ever-present leadership. And it's an honor to be here today. I was privileged a couple of weeks back, about 2 weeks ago. Dean hosted me here on my most recent tour of the ARC. And let me say, this is a wonderful team. It's been my privilege to be part of the Greater Brockton delegation for several years now. And there is no better team in this region than the Arc of Brockton. And Jay, you've been a wonderful captain of this team. So thank you very much. We have all our teammates here with us. Together, nothing can stop the Arc of Brockton, and we will stay together. This citation I have the privilege of reading that Rep. Cassidy offered, and it reads as follows. Commonwealth of Massachusetts, House of Representatives, be it hereby known to all of the Massachusetts House of Representatives, offers its sincerest congratulations to each and every member of the Arc of Brockton in recognition of the dedication of the Jay Lynch Center. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for good fortune for the Arc of Brockton. We know great times are ahead and continued success in all the endeavors of the Arc of Brockton. Given this 23rd day of June 2022, signed by Michelle Dubois, Speaker of the House Ron Mariano, and offered by your friend Jerry Cassidy. Congrats to everybody in the Arc of Brockton. What a wonderful selection in naming this the Jay Lynch Center. Jay, congratulations.
We're not going to let you speak yet, Jay. We got a few more things ahead of you, all right? Okay. But you can stay there.
What we're gonna do now?
I know when it's time to take second fiddle once again, so I'll do that. So, but we got a surprise guest that came up to me and wanted to say a few words. A former president of the Brockton area ARC, Dana Boardman, would like to come up and say hello. So, Dana.
Mr. Boardman.
Thank you for giving me this time. There's about 3 quick things I'd like to say. One is, when I think of the BARC, when I was on the board, I was still gray hair, not white, so it was a long time ago. Second of all, while we have the legislature here, one of the big things on the board when I was here is we suggested recycling. And Jay, being a good listener, yes, so we went along, and recycling was one of the other industries we started. Now, while I'm on that, Do you believe it? When I was about 5 to 7 years old, we used to recycle. And we used to get a dime for a quart bottle and a nickel for a Coke can. Plus you could recycle papers. Well, I think it's kind of ridiculous that we're doing only 5 cents, and the money that people get from bringing the bottles, plus the 2 cents, I think it is, that Arc gets, really makes a difference, because as you can see, there's a lot of litter, and that cuts down the litter. But it also gives, I see the homeless people with carriages getting nickels so they can have a little food, coffee, or whatever. So next time the bottle bill comes up, I hope the legislature will consider motivating the amount that we give, because 5 cents goes back to when I was like 7 or 8. That's kind of ridiculous. Second of all, we're under a tent. Now, one of the other fundraisers we had was a walk in the park, okay?
I remember that.
Well, I'm sure you remember it. It was a lot of fun. But Jay, his son, and once in a while I'd get up there, we'd have to put the darn tents up. And not only that, fold them down, put all the tables out for the food. So isn't it kind of appropriate, his final day here, he's under the tent, which I hope he didn't have to put up today. Thank you for listening. And one other quick thing. I see a couple of faces from the basketball league that we all were in for many years. David and some of those. Thank you. Good job.
So thank you, Dana. It's good to hear that those memories for sure. I'd like to take this opportunity to. We also have some fellow executive directors from the ARCs throughout the Commonwealth. We're not the only ARC in Massachusetts, as you know. There's 16 fellow ARCs throughout Massachusetts. So many of them are here tonight to celebrate and have worked with Jay over the years. So thank you for attending. And representing them and representing the ARC of Massachusetts is Leo Sarkisian, who's the executive director of the ARC of Massachusetts. So Leo.
What a day.
Yes.
This is unbelievable. I'm so happy to be here. A lot of good friends here. I just can't believe. First place, Dean, great job. Really appreciate working with you. Thank you for the invitation. Senator Brady, Senator Timilty, and the delegation that's been so supportive. One of them went to be an ambassador for some reason.
You should be.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but it appreciate the support over the years and the leadership. But Dean, just want to thank you, the board, for what a great job you've been doing, and we're family, okay? And I see so many familiar faces here. So I want to say a couple of things. First, how pleased I am with the growth of the organization, but I also want to do a couple of Jay Lynch stories. And because it wouldn't be right if I didn't. I also, where's Marie? Was she taking pictures? So Marie and I got to know each other. You can stand up for a second so people know who you are, right? Okay. What I love about this organization is not only the disability focus, but the diversity focus, okay? And that continues through this day. Because the reality is equity in education, in healthcare, in society is something that's shared by a number of groups. The drive for equity, right, and fairness. And COVID taught us that really well. But that's something that has happened here and continues to happen here, to fight for equity, to advocate. And you've always been also not just looking at services, but advocates. You've been involved in policy stuff. You've helped at the local level and regional level and state and national level. So, great story I have. It's 1984. We decide to have a legislative day at City Hall in Quincy. I'm at the Arc of the South Shore, next door to Brockton. And who comes in but Betty Sawyer and Jay Lynch, okay? And they're there, and Betty, who was your right, preceded Jay, she was ready to talk. And she was there, and she had some great things to say. Bill Delahunt, the DA at the time and former congressman, he was actually the MC. It was wild. It was excellent, and it was live on. I don't know if it went past Quincy. I don't know if it got to Milton and got to Randolph and Brockton, but it did get across the city. So that's one memory. The other memory is we were dedicating the Rust House in Hingham, and who shows up again but Jay Lynch? And I don't even know if you were executive director still at that point, right?
Lost track of
With
the
Betsy
time.
Jankitis,
Right.
you know, and there he is again. But I'll tell you, throughout the whole time of the decades working with Jay, he was right there. It wasn't just about service. It was also about advocacy. And finally, what hit home when I got to know Marie and the folks that came to Brockton, what a great turnout at that conference, because it was also about equity and diversity. And Jay's speech, I learned things about Jay because he's so mild-mannered. So maybe I'll say something bad about him, Dean. I'll say
Give me that notepad.
Okay,
Jay. Where is it?
Jay underrates himself, big time. How's that for something bad? Okay? And all I can say is that was a special day, and I learned some new things about him, and I said, now how long have I known you? You know? And it was just wonderful to hear about the history and his work. I think it was Vista, right? And his work with Vista. So all I can say is it's great the way this organization's evolved. It's great to see the future tied to the past, honoring where we come from, being in the present and looking to the future. Thanks for the opportunity, Dean, to be here. Thanks for all you're doing. Jay, great to see you, buddy. Great to see you.
Well, it's pretty clear, Jay. They want to hear from you, but we got a few more people that want to say something first. One of our great partners in the state is Department of Developmental Services, DDS. So as you all know as families, and we couldn't do what we do without their support and constant guidance and presence each and every day and working with our staff and their team. So we're privileged to have Rick O'Meara here, the Regional Director of DDS, joining us. So thank you, Rick, for coming. And we're, all right. Oh, there's an old friend acquaintance, so that's always good. And we're very grateful for Beth Liezzo Moran, who is joining us. Beth has been a tremendous partner with us in my short time here, but talking to Jay, she's been tremendous with our organization for a long, long time. So Beth, why don't you come up and say a few words?
Well, I had a great speech written, and then I realized I had to follow 2 senators and the mayor, and then Leo. So my whole speech is gone. So that's it. Okay. No, but actually, thank you very much, Dean, and the board for asking me to be here tonight to celebrate this night. I mean, this is just as extraordinary for you, Jay, and for all of us. I've had the great privilege of knowing Jay since the early 1980s as well. When I was, and I've worked with him twice as area director, my first term back in the 80s and 90s, and currently, and then I spent 13 years as the director of family support down in the Southeast region. And so I've watched the ARC just develop into such great things over the years. You know, we moved from sheltered workshops, right, Jay? Because we knew that sub-average pay for our folks just wasn't right. And when we moved into the community-based day services, the ARC did it seamlessly. And the ARC also kept looking for good-paying jobs for our folks. And Dean, or folks mentioned the Rocks. You know, we've got so many people, I think it was the mayor that mentioned the Rocks. We have so many people working at the Brockton Rocks. And there we are here, right? How incredible. Good job.
Let's do it!
That's right. Starting under Jay's leadership, you know, there were lots of jobs in the community that Jay and his staff went after, and Dean continues that tradition.
That explains it all, right, Daniel?
One of the things that's nearest and dearest to my heart, though, has been the development of the family support services here in Brockton. As I mentioned, I was fortunate to spend 13 years as the Director of Family Support, and I worked very closely with Jay, with Kathy, with Maria and Eleanor and all of the staff here to just grow such an incredible program. I saw Kathy earlier tonight, and I apologized to her husband because I think I had her on every statewide committee that I could find. And she was always an incredible asset. And all of the staff were that because Jay gave them permission to do that. Jay was an incredible leader, and I think we've seen the growth of the ARC under him, and he passed it off to another great leader in Dean. So I have to say, I'm honored again. It's been my great pleasure to partner with Jay throughout these many years. There's only one thing that Jay and I never, ever agreed on. Jay, as you all know, is an incredible Red Sox fan. And I am not. I am a Yankees fan. I am. So I just want to end it by saying that tonight may be Jay's night, but I think this is my team's year. Congratulations, Jay.
Thank you, Beth. Now it's my honor to bring up the chairman of the board of directors of the Arc of Greater Brockton, Mike Palladino.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well.
So, why are we here today?
For Jay!
Obviously, we're here to honor the legacy of a great man. When a governing body decides to name a facility after an individual, that should not be taken lightly. Sometimes it's in a memorial. Sometimes it's for financial contributors. Sometimes it's for someone who gives personal and or professional self to the organization. Jay falls in that last category. In 1952, the Brockton Area Arc was formed by parents of individuals with disabilities and their families. That was a time when people with disabilities had no services. The prevailing thinking at the time was that people with disabilities had no worth. They should go to state institutions, and that's where they were, for the most part, but not in Brockton. A group of parents in Brockton formed the Brockton Area Arc, and they established a set of values that 70 years later are still those same values. They include all individuals with disabilities have worth. Imagine saying that. Families matter. Support is absolutely necessary and must be ongoing. Advocacy is essential, and all are welcome. That brings me to Jay. I remember many years ago a humble young man in the early 1980s who seemed to have all of the spirit and exemplify the values of the Brockton Area Arc. In the early 1990s, he became the executive director of the Brockton Area Arc. And the rest is history. During his tenure as executive director, Jay never ever lost sight of why he was here. He believed in the mission of the Arc of the National Arc and the Arc of Massachusetts. And when they were doing the new logo and trying to rebrand the Arc nationally, statewide, and regionally, Jay was a leader in that and made sure that this area Arc was part of that and that the board of directors came along. He led the way. He believed in the mission of the Department of Developmental Services and embraced deinstitutionalization, community living, community employment, and day hab services. He changed our services delivery from a sheltered workshop environment, because that's in those days, even though we would have sheltered workshop services, into a community-based environment. And that was huge. That was a big change for this organization. Jay led that charge. He sought and received Department of Developmental Services funding for family support community-based day services, day hab services, and community-based employment. He created local business opportunities, and you can see some of them listed here. He was always committed to the values that were established by our founders back in 1952. And he strongly believed in diversity. Everybody was welcome. Indeed, Jay received the ARC National Award for Diversity because of his actions and support for diversity in Brockton. He has always been proud to say that no one has ever been turned away from BARC. And he led the purchase of 1250 Chestnut Street. So here we are. And thus, as the Arc of Greater Brockton moves forward, building upon the 70-year-old values created by our founders, thank you, Jay. Not only for being the guardian of those values, but also for the unselfish contributions you have made in bringing respect and honor to the Arc of Greater Brockton. On behalf of the Arc's Board of Directors, we are extremely proud to name our facility at 1250 Chestnut Street the J. Lynch Center.
You can bring Jay up.
Good. You're on, big guy.
Jay?
You're on. You're
My
on.
turn, okay, not a picture. Oh, my turn.
Not a picture.
Okay.
No, you get to say something.
Okay.
Come on, we're here, guys.
Just so you know, this plaque is going to be adorned to the front of the building in a new landscaped area that we're going to be doing in the month of July. And we may have another party. You're right. You're right.
Right on, we run. Want to be here all night.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank Mayor Sullivan, Senator Brady, Senator Timothy, Dean, Leo, Beth, Mike, Dana, for all of your very, very kind words of introduction. It is very, very nice for me to be here with so many of my favorite people.
Send a message, people. Send a message.
Thank
We get big G's around here.
Thank you, Carl, and thank everyone for coming this evening.
Where's the hours? We need a hot job. Never the hours. Goddamn.
I'm out of practice with
I know.
my public speaking. Since retiring, there are only 2 of us at our weekly staff meetings. And honestly, I think my wife Ginny stopped listening months ago.
Months ago, Jay. Months.
Yesterday, January 22nd, was the day I started work at the Arc of Greater Brockton 39 years ago. In my 37 and a half years with the Arc of Greater Brockton, I was blessed to be part of a great team. Board members, staff, the individuals we serve, their families, and the Greater Brockton community all are part of that great team. I remain thankful to all of you. I've become fond of a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. quote. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. I am grateful that our Bach team did so many small things in great ways during my tenure. Continuing that teamwork will lead to further success for the Arc of Greater Brockton and those we serve. I am truly humbled and honored by tonight's recognition. Thank you all very much.